Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Don't mind the background, I'm traveling just for the next few days, so kind of have to deal with looking at the ceiling. I apologize for that. I'll try to get the lighting sorted out here as well. But generally speaking, we're taking a look here at Loopring, getting a better understanding of what's going on here, right? Because with Loopring, this is an interesting coin, and it does very well, very fast, and we want to kind of look at this again. I've got some old fibs. We'll go ahead and draw out some new stuff. Key level supports and resistances as well, just to make sure we're kind of on par for what's going on right now. And also know too, if you're not part of our community, you want to consider joining because it's really an awesome experience. I have a phenomenal amount of traders over here. Some OP shorts here from Alexandru, which OP is doing fantastic. So good job getting out of that short there, sir. And then guessing, of course, from some nice long from Ethereum. Then we got some ByBit trades here as well. So we are partnered and affiliated with ByBit and Bitget. They both offer competitions every single month. So if you want to benefit from a significantly large prize pool, all you got to do is use the link down below for that, and that'll get you right where you need to go. So once again, Bitget is good for manual trades. ByBit is awesome because we actually send out our automated trades through there, where I send out my signals, and we take kind of profits there automatically. So we had a short yesterday from Harmony 1. In 8 hours, we took 45%. We have a few long-term swing trades that just took place as well, 28% from Bitcoin and 98% from BNB. So these are all fully automated, as you can see, through ByBit and Binance futures. Okay, so again, awesome stuff there. Last but not least, ExpressVPN. If you want, free 3 months with a 12-month plan, it's already fairly inexpensive. Use that link down below. It is required to have a VPN if you're going to be using leverage. Just keep that in mind. So here's the thing with LRC. Obviously, you've done parabolic behavior before. Is this going to be a parabolic run here? Well, it's hard to say specifically, but we can see it working fairly well within this strong resistance level. Got rejected the first time, broke through, and then came down to test it as a support and shot upwards. Okay, so that's pretty standard. Keep in mind the markets did very well yesterday. That has a lot to do with this, but it's also moving fairly independent of Bitcoin being up somewhere in the range of 10 to 12% on the day, or somewhere in the range of 14% from bottom to top just in the last 24 hours. So LRC is doing some cool stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at some support levels here as well based on Fibonacci. And there's a lot of different schools of thought on this. Typically you want to use the candle wick for Fibonacci's just because of the fact that it does show overextension. We can kind of see here if we just kind of go the most recent high to the most recent low, that's giving us more larger Fibonacci retracement levels. We can go smaller as well if we go ahead and maybe reverse some fibs here locally, but I'm more focused on larger time frames, stronger support and resistance levels, and just making sure that we know where we're at. Okay. So generally speaking, we broke through the resistance here on 70 at the RSI. That makes sense. Obviously, we're running pretty hard. The last time we ran this hard, just say for example we hit an 84, roughly the same RSI, the price did pull back for 2 days after that. Okay. Keep in mind we also have 3 white soldiers here. This is a candlestick pattern I trade. I wouldn't say exclusively, but I really like it. It's my favorite one. You've probably heard it before if you see my videos. And basically, it just means there's 3 super strong green days, followed by, in most cases, a 4th red day. Okay, so this day right here should be red. Hypothetically, tomorrow we're going to see a correction. How hard, how strong, it's hard to say. It may not come back at all. But in truth, there's a statistically larger probability that the price is going to come back than it would go up. It may already be doing that right now. We'll see on smaller time frames. But everything on the daily looks pretty strong. We're above all moving averages too, and we've got a potential golden cross here forming in the near future. So we're basically on the right side of the tracks, and there's no reason to bet against the house when it comes to LRC. Right? It looks like it's pretty strong at this moment. Just know 4th red day is fairly common because overextensions occur somewhere in the range of 36 to 72 hours into a run. So let's go ahead and see here. T sequential 4-hour time frame. We are up to an 8 right now. So for the last 8 4-hour candlesticks, we are looking at 32 hours of continuation. Okay, so this could be the very first pullback and or consolidation before the next leg up, right? So it either goes sideways and up from here, or it comes down to the next key level fib and bounces. So we're looking at right here at about 37, maybe just say round number 38 cents as the next potential bouncing point. And why is that? Well, it's not just a line on the charts, it's also a key level resistance. You can see we had trouble breaking through the level previously. So therefore, that area, that range should work as a support if the price were to pull back. Will it pull back? It's hard to say exactly. This is a pretty strong run, but we are, once again, 3 days into this continuation. I think the probability of pullback would make sense for tomorrow. So this hitting a 9, we should see some kind of retracement down to 38 cents. That's my speculation. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put a little reminder here somewhere in the 38 cent range to go ahead and reevaluate if the price comes down and crosses that level. Because again, you don't just jump in here blindly because it comes down, right? You want to reevaluate and make sure it's going to continue either in the same direction you want it to head, or if maybe a short is a better situation at the time. you be the judge. But the bottom line is, don't just set alerts and arbitrarily jump in. It's never a great time. All right, so take it from me. Almost 18 years of trading experience. I've bought stupidly ridiculous dips in the past, and yeah, I like to make sure to evaluate before I do that. So here's another thing here. We got a 9 on TD sequential, no time for a reset. We're basically in overtime here. Price going sideways and up. So while in truth this is good, right? It's also a recipe for pullback. Again, just say Bitcoin were to have a bad day tomorrow, 2 or 3% correction, we will probably see a pretty significant correction from LRC. Even though it's proven to be fairly independent of Bitcoin, there's no guarantees, right? This run here has occurred mostly because traditional markets are doing well. So bear that in mind. Inflation, etc., being kind of low, money's coming into a lot of altcoins right now. In fact, Bitcoin dominance is actually in a strange place. It's much lower than it should be, but it's a good sign. Typically, in most cases, you see Bitcoin dominance being low, alts are getting stimulated, and it's a positive here. So just keep in mind, with Bitcoin's price going up, dominance coming down, altcoins getting hit in a positive way, that's a very strong thing. It really implies that more money is coming in the market, and there's more interest, you could say, than before. I haven't looked at the fear and greed index. In fact, it probably is lower in that sense, or I guess you could say more so higher. It's not as severe as it was yesterday. Okay. The fear is subsiding to an extent, and that's giving more buying opportunities to alts. Anyways, let's go ahead and summarize it here. So take a look at the cloud. Probably going to be green lights on every single front, which we are and we have. So just note, in the next 12 to 24 hours, the price stays where it's at. The probability of further increase would be less. Okay. In other words, when this lagging span intersects with the price action, it's an indication that you want to close your long position because the price might pull back. So just keep in mind, LRC, while it should pull back, if it were to, I would say 38 cents would probably be a worst case scenario. And, we're in a situation right now where we're not in dire straits, but I do think that further upside would make more sense for LRC, followed by a pullback tomorrow. So I'm thinking the next 24 hours, we're going to see the price retrace a little bit. I'm hoping 38 cents to get a nice entry, but if not, that's okay. You can miss out on opportunities. Remember, missing an opportunity is not a problem in trading. It's better to do that than it would be to get in on an opportunity that's false and it takes you in the wrong direction, right? Try to be patient. Those are all things I teach in my trading academy. And to all my members asking, hey, how do you manage your emotions? Well, I recommend watching the very last couple of chapters in there because it really helps touch on things that you can use to be successful. Because you got to work within your risk tolerance, right? Just because I like this trade or I like another trade, whatever, doesn't mean that it works for you, right? We all have different emotions, and maximizing your benefit is controlling your emotions. So again, easier said than done, I recognize that, but it takes time to develop. But for now, I'm expecting and or hoping for a pullback to the most recent relevant Fibonacci retracement available, that 0.786 mark, possibly just worst case scenario, right about 34 cents should be the worst case scenario if the price were to continue, because that's a previous support level that I identified earlier. And then, of course, it's also right there in the range of 0.618, which is one of the strongest Fibonacci retracement levels you can see. So just something to think about. All right, hopefully that made sense and I described this correctly. You want to become a better trader and join a group of awesome, fantastic, amazing traders, come on over. CryptoCash.tech is the site, link down below. Look forward to working with you. Have a great day.